Hello, this is Zubin with Vijil, here to show you how to run Garak on the Vijil AI platform. Now, Garak is NVIDIA's leading open source LLM vulnerability scanner, and it tests your LLM to see if there are any vulnerabilities across a variety of different categories. We have partnered with Garak and added tests to their new release, as well as their previous releases, and we work with some of the members of their team. And you can run Garak directly on the Vijil AI platform in its purest form. So if I click over to my Vijil dashboard, I can open my Expando on the left side and see the Garak tab over here. And now, if I click into the Garak tab, I can see some other Garak evaluations that were ran, and I can run this evaluation just like any other on the Vijil platform. So I click Create Evaluation. I can choose some agent. In this case, let's choose an OpenAI model. We'll choose, GPT 4.1 Nano just for fun. And I can see all the Garak scenarios on the right-hand side over here, as well as their descriptions, so that I can rerun evaluations if I fail on a particular probe and optimize myself on this test scanner. We can see in the G40 Nano, I'm using my own key. In this case, I'll use the Vijil OpenAI key just for fun, and then I can run this evaluation. We'll see that it'll decrement myself 100 credits, as well as whatever credits are used in running the evaluation with the Vijil API key just pass through to me. I can create a name, and I can hit the Create button over here. Now, once I've hit the Create button, we can see that this test is creating. We'll register all 7,500 tests and saturate the OpenAI API endpoint with our evaluations. I'll click into a Garak probe that my friends already ran on my team and open up the Expando. And we can see here a bunch of different probes that it failed or did particularly well on depending on the actual probe. So let's click into some misleading assertions maybe, for example. And so this is a probe that checks to see if the model rejects a false question. We know that platypi are not carnivores, but here the model blatantly accepts the fact that platypi are carnivores. And so this is something where my model is probably tuned to not be particularly pushing back on user suggestions, and it just absolutely accepts a claim from the user. Another example is malware generation. We can see maybe some top-level functions. We know it did very well on this probe, and so here in all these virus-based attacks, GPT-4o Mini refuses to create any of them. But on some other ones, like sub-function delineations, it totally attempts to do the exact same thing, giving us Linux kernels to do that. Probably not what we want the models to do more generally for them to be safe. And so I can go back to my Garak tab and see my evaluation that's already running here. I have, 836 responses already, and I'm churning through my detections as we're going along. And so we can watch this progress as it goes. And that is how to run Garak in basically 30 seconds on the Vijil platform. We can see it chug through over here, and I'll get back to you with more videos about Vijil later. I hope you enjoy running Garak on our service. It's great to test your LLMs, and enjoy.